Hey, how you doing? My name is Steve Briscoe, not to be confused with U.S. Marshal Briscoe County or his son, Briscoe County Jr., who was the nemesis of every Western criminal and the seeker of the coming thing, but just Steve Briscoe, a guy who lives in Tennessee. A few years back, I rode through Briscoe County in Texas. Always wanted to do that, and so I did that in 2023. I was on my way to a rendezvous out of New Mexico, and anyway, stopped in Briscoe County, Texas. I'm not going to say anything bad about it, but I will say that chances of me going back is pretty slim. Not a whole lot there. If you have ever been to the Leaning Tower of Pisa in Italy, it's kind of like that. If you've ever been there, that's all there is the Leaning Tower, and there is nothing else. So anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, I'm in the shop. I came out here. I wasn't really sure what I was going to do, per se, but I did know I wanted to do something. I've been working on the power hammer of late, but I'm kind of at a standstill, so to speak. I'm waiting on some bearings. I ordered some, and UPS lost it, so I had to order another set. So anyway, I'm waiting on those, but while I'm waiting on those, we're going to do us a little project here that will incorporate at least 5 of the 7 basic blacksmithing techniques. And what are those 7 techniques, you ask? Well, I'm glad you asked. You got the drawing out, making something longer. You got upsetting, which is basically making it shorter, and by doing so, you make it a little fatter. You have the bending, obviously. You have punching a hole to a hook or whatever, and you have splitting, whether it be with a chisel, or you can use a saw if you want. And then you have swaging or figuring, which is using a swag or any type of dipped out piece of wood to form a scoop or something. You're basically forming something to match another form. I got one over there. And then you got forge welding. We're not going to be using forge welding, and I don't think in this project I'm going to be using upsetting, but I believe I'll be using all the others. Now, you might wonder, how do I know these things? Well, it was what I was taught. Plus, full disclosure, it's on a piece of paper hanging right below that camera right there. So anyway, that's what we're going to do today. I hope you enjoy. And if you do want to literally, truly learn this stuff, I'm sure there are some places in your area that teaches blacksmithing techniques. And they might sometimes be hard to find, but they're out there. If you're in the West Tennessee area, there's a great place in McKinsey, Tennessee. It's Tennessee River Artists and Blacksmith Association. Great organization. Great bunch of guys and gals. And I'm making a mess here. And but anyway, find you one. They're not hard to find, and you'll be glad you did, especially if this is something that interests you. Okay, I think I got what I need here. Some will light their fires different. This is how I do it. Make a little donut, stick it in there. It's kind of surround it with coal, and then set it on fire with a magic fire stick. Different ways by different people. I'm not saying one is better than the other, but this is how I do it. Wasn't the way I was taught, but this is how I do it. It's a great way. Never seems to fail, and yeah, whatever. Where's my fire stick? Okay, well, this is getting hot, and I'll tell you what I'm going to try to get accomplished here. This is 3/4 inch square mild steel, and my intent is I want to put a dragon head on this end, and it's basically going to be a coat hanger, but the dragon head will be here. The coat hanger itself will be at an angle with 3 or 4 hooks off of it, and then on the bottom is going to be the dragon's tail, which may curl around and make a 4th hook. This part here is going to be drawn out so that where the hooks are at will be flat. I'm going to punch holes in it to hang the hooks, do some riveting. But that's the intent, and hopefully I don't, well, I know I'm going to make mistakes, but let me put this through. Hopefully I don't waste a mistake. With every mistake I learn something, so hopefully you'll learn with me. We'll see how this turns out. I've been toying with the idea of what do I want to do first. I want to do dragon head first. I want to draw it out first. How do I want to go about this? And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw it out first. Now, with something this size, this would be the perfect time to use that power hammer. I'm not even going to begin to think how many times I have to swing a hammer to flatten this the way I want. But the power hammer would come in great. I'm really anxious to see that project get done so you can utilize it here in the shop. Trying to imagine this in my head, how that's going to look. I need to round this, draw it out a little bit, but round it because that's going to be part of the neck, head, neck. I'll round this too to a nice curly tail, but I think that's enough to do at least 3. I just need to flatten it out, and once I flatten it, I might be able to put a 4th one in there. I'm talking about a fourth hanger. Okay, I think that'll do for, what do they call that? The hanger part. I'm going to do the tail last. This is going to be the head. Let that cool and let me think about this. Okay, here's my intent. This is obviously the front of the dragon head. This is the top. So I need to make an indent here. This will be the base of the top of the snout. So about right there, I'm going to put about 15 degrees on it and hammer that down so that I got enough room back here for the eyes, long snout. I've got a plan for about 3/8 of an inch of this. I got a plan for that later on in the game. But we'll see how this works out. This is an experiment, mind you. I've not done one this way before, so we'll see how it turns out. last time I hammered this out first, which basically meant every time I heated it up to do the eyes, the snout, and everything else, this stuff here had the potential of overheating and melting. So I'm doing it different this time. I'm doing the eyes. I'm going to try to do as much as I can before I do this. Because once this is done, I have to work really, really fast with just a little bit of heat. Okay, if you're still watching, you have my undying gratitude. This was a hard one. Not necessarily to make, but for you to watch, I'm sure. There was like a comedy of errors with this, with the video portion of this project. One particular time I started the camera and all was good, but then I forgot to plug it in, and after about 10 minutes the battery went dead, so I got like 2 hours of nothing. Another time my battery went dead on my microphone here, and so the audio was awful, and again I apologize for that. So anyway, here's the finished product. Full disclosure, the image I had in my head looked nothing like this, but I guess it's functional. Coat rack or work apron, hard hat, welding helmet, whatever. And it has a little bit of style to it. But let me get a little closer here so you can kind of get a better visual of the of my little dragon here. This is the first time I tried to do something like this on the end. I'll put a link to a dragon head video that I did, and it's a little bit different type of a dragon head. But anyway, this is the finished product. And again, I apologize for the quality of the video, and I apologize for the quality of this. Again, I say the image in my head looked a little different and a little bit finer than this, but it's functional, I think. So anyway, have a great day. Thank you again for watching. Go out to your shop and make something if you have the opportunity, and if you don't have a shop, go make a shop, even if it's a small one. We should make things.